The girl's feet were purple, no shoes, no coat, just wet pajamas and snow piling on her chest. Sky didn't think. She ran. Her hands shook as she wrapped the child in her own sweater. The cold hit her like a knife. Above them, lights glowed in every window. Warm, safe, close enough to touch. Sky carried the girl up the hill, knocked on the first gate. Nobody answered. She knocked on the second. The door cracked open, then slammed shut. Third gate, fourth, fifth. Every single one turned her away. Sky's knee gave out. Blood stained the snow, but she didn't let go. Because 13 years ago, Sky made a promise, and tonight, a billionaire's daughter was about to find out what happens when the only person who can save you is the one nobody will let through the door. The snow doesn't make noise when it wants to kill you. It just falls, quiet, thick, like it's got all the time in the world. Sky pulled her sleeves down over her hands. The red sweater was thin, too thin, but it was all she had. She stood under the bus shelter, watching the light above her flicker. On, off, on. The mountain road in front of her was disappearing, white swallowing everything. Something felt wrong. Not the cold. She knew cold. This was different. The air pressed down, heavy, like the sky was holding its breath. Sky checked her phone. No signal. The last bus left 20 minutes ago. She missed it because Ms. Renee needed help closing the diner. Again. She didn't complain. Ms. Renee let her eat for free sometimes. The wind picked up. Snow hit her face like needles. Sky turned to start walking. That's when she saw it. A shape. Small. Dark against the white. Not moving. Her stomach dropped. She squinted. Took a step forward. It was a child, lying in the snow. Sky's breath caught. No. She ran. Her sneakers slipped on ice. She didn't care. Her knee screamed from an old injury. She ignored it. The snow was already covering the body. Sky dropped down. Her hands shook as she brushed snow off a small face. A girl, maybe 6, maybe 7. Pale, lips purple. Sky pressed 2 fingers to the girl's neck. Please, please, please. A pulse. Weak. But there. Sky gasped. Relief hit so hard it hurt. The girl was dressed in pajamas. Thin cotton. Soaked through. No coat, no shoes, no socks. Her feet were already turning dark. Sky looked around. The road was empty. No cars. No lights except the distant glow of houses up the hill. Big houses. Mansions with gates and cameras and warmth. Sky pulled off her sweater. The cold slammed into her like a fist. She wrapped it around the girl, tucked it tight. The girl's eyes fluttered. Not awake. Not quite gone. Sky leaned close, her voice cracked. Hey, stay with me, I got you. You hear me? I got you. The girl didn't respond. Sky slid her arms under the small body and lifted. She was lighter than she should be. Too light. Sky's legs shook. Her fever was back. The one she'd been ignoring all week because she couldn't afford to miss work. It didn't matter now. She started walking. Up the hill, toward the lights. The snow came down harder. The wind howled. Sky held the girl tighter, and she didn't look back. The girl weighed nothing. That scared Sky more than anything. She adjusted her grip. The red sweater slipped. Sky caught it, wrapped it tighter around the small body. The girl's skin felt like ice. Sky pressed 2 fingers against her neck again. The pulse was still there. Barely. She had to move faster. The hill was steep. Her sneakers kept sliding. Her knee throbbed with every step. The fever made her head swim. She didn't stop. Up ahead, the first gate came into view. Tall, black iron, camera on top, lights glowing behind it. Sky stumbled to the intercom, hit the button with her elbow. Nothing. She hit it again, harder. A voice crackled through. Male, annoyed. Yes, Sky's voice came out rough. I need help. There's a kid. She's freezing. Please. Silence. Then the voice again. Colder this time. This is private property. The intercom went dead. Sky stared at the gate. No. She hit the button again. And again. No answer. The girl's head rolled against Sky's chest. Her lips were turning darker. Sky backed away from the gate, looked up the road. More houses, more lights. She kept moving. The second gate had a doorbell. Sky rang it, waited. Footsteps inside. A woman's voice, muffled through the door. "Who is it?" Sky shifted the girl's weight. Her arms were shaking. "Please, I have a little girl. She's hurt. She needs help." The door cracked open. A chain lock held it. The woman looked at Sky, then at the girl. Her eyes narrowed. "Where are your parents?" Sky blinked. Her throat tightened. "She's not mine. I found her. In the snow. She's freezing." The woman's face hardened. "I'm calling the police." The door slammed shut. Sky stood there, snow piling on her shoulders. She wanted to scream. Instead, she turned, kept walking. The third house didn't answer at all. The fourth told her to leave before they called security. Sky's vision blurred. She couldn't tell if it was tears or fever. The girl's breathing was getting shallow. Sky stopped in the middle of the road. Her legs were giving out. She looked down at the girl, at the purple feet, the soaked pajamas. Sky pulled her closer, whispered against her hair. "I'm not leaving you. You hear me? I'm not." The girl didn't move. Sky forced herself forward. One step, then another. The biggest house on the mountain sat at the top of the hill. Stone walls, iron gate, cameras everywhere. Sky didn't care anymore. She started climbing. The gate was taller than the others. Sky hit the intercom button. Her hand was shaking so hard she almost missed it. A voice answered, fast, professional. "Hawthorne Residence." Sky's words tumbled out. "Please. I have a little girl. She's dying. I need help." Pause. "Ma'am, if this is an emergency, call 911. My phone's dead. Please just open the gate." Another pause. Longer this time. "I can't do that. Security protocol." The intercom clicked off. Sky hit the button again. Nothing. She backed up, looked at the house through the bars. Warm light in every window. Cars in the driveway. People inside. Safe. Warm. Alive. Right there. Sky's chest hurt. Not from the cold. From something worse. She turned away. Kept walking. The next gate had a smaller intercom. She pressed it. A man answered. Older voice. "Yes? I need help. There's a child. She's freezing. Please let me in." Silence. Then a sigh. "Look, I don't know what you're trying to pull, but I'm not pulling anything. She's a kid. She's going to die." The intercom went quiet. Then the man spoke again, softer, but final. "I'm sorry. I can't help you." Click. Sky's knees buckled. She caught herself on the gate. The metal burned cold against her palms. The girl's weight was getting heavier, or Sky was getting weaker. She looked down. The girl's face was slack, her breathing too shallow. Sky's fever spiked, her vision tilted. No, not yet. She forced herself up, stumbled to the next house. This one didn't have an intercom, just a doorbell. Sky rang it, waited. Footsteps. The door opened. A woman stood there, younger, dressed nice. Her eyes went straight to the girl. "Oh my God, what happened?" Sky almost cried. "I found her, in the snow. She needs help. Please." The woman hesitated. Her hand stayed on the door. "Where did you find her?" "Down the road. She was just lying there. No coat, no shoes. Please, can I just bring her inside?" The woman's face shifted. Something closed off. I don't think that's a good idea." Sky's stomach dropped. "What?" "I don't know you. I don't know her. I can't just—" "She's a kid." The woman flinched. Her voice got smaller. "I'm sorry. I'll call someone, but I can't let you in." The door shut. Sky stood there, snow piling on her head, on the girl. Her hands went numb. The world tilted again. She looked up at the hill. More houses, more gates, more lights, and every single one felt 1,000,000 miles away. Sky's legs gave out. She fell, hard. Her knee cracked against the pavement. Pain exploded, hot and sharp. She gasped, bit down on a scream. The girl rolled from her arms. No. Sky grabbed her, pulled her back, held her close. Blood soaked through Sky's jeans, warm against the cold. She couldn't get up. Her body wouldn't move. The girl's eyes fluttered. Just for a second. Sky leaned close, her voice barely there. I got you. I promise. I got you. The girl didn't respond. Sky dragged herself forward, inch by inch. The biggest gate on the mountain was just ahead. She didn't stop. Sky's on the ground, bleeding, holding a child she doesn't know, and nobody's coming. If you're still here, if your chest feels tight right now, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Because this story, it's not over. What happens next will change how you see everything. I don't tell stories that waste your time. I tell the ones that stay with you, the ones that make you feel something real. If that's what you're looking for, hit that subscribe button. Because Sky's fight isn't finished, and neither are we. Sky's arms screamed, every muscle burned, her knee was wet with blood. The cold didn't numb it anymore, it just hurt. She dragged herself up the driveway. The stone was slick, her hands kept slipping. The girl hadn't moved in minutes. Sky's chest tightened, panic clawed at her throat. Stay with me, please, just stay with me. Her voice cracked. The driveway curved upward, steep, too steep. Sky pushed forward, one pull, then another. Her fever spiked again. Heat flooded her face. Her vision blurred at the edges. She blinked hard, focused. The gate was close now, maybe 20 feet. She could make it. She had to. Sky shifted the girl's weight, tried to stand. Her knee buckled. She went down hard. Her head hit the stone. Stars exploded behind her eyes. Pain shot through her skull, down her spine. She gasped, couldn't breathe for a second. The girl slipped from her arms. No. Sky grabbed her, pulled her back against her chest. Blood dripped from Sky's knee onto the snow, dark red, spreading into white. Her hands were shaking, not from cold anymore, from something breaking inside. She couldn't feel her feet. Her fingers were stiff. Her chest hurt every time she breathed. The fever wasn't just spiking. It was taking over. She'd been sick all week, ignored it, pushed through, worked anyway because she needed the money. Now her body was shutting down. Sky looked up at the gate. It felt farther away than before. She tried to stand again. Her legs wouldn't hold her. She collapsed. The world tilted, spun. Sky pressed her forehead against the girl's hair. Her breath came out ragged. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The girl's pulse fluttered under Sky's fingers. Weak, too weak. Sky's eyes burned. She thought about her sister. Cold night, empty street. Nobody came. Sky was 8. Her sister was 6. She held her, just like this, and she wasn't enough. Sky's throat closed. Not again. She forced her arms to move, dragged herself forward, inch by inch. Her knee screamed. Blood smeared across the stone. She didn't care. The gate loomed above her, tall, black, locked. Sky reached it, pressed her back against the bars. She pulled the girl into her lap, wrapped the red sweater tighter. Her hands wouldn't stop shaking. She looked down at the small face, pale, still. Sky's voice came out broken. I'm not leaving. You hear me? I'm not. The girl's chest barely moved. Sky curled around her, tucked her head down, tried to block the wind. The snow fell harder. Sky's eyes grew heavy. She fought it, blinked, tried to stay awake. Her heartbeat stuttered. Everything hurt. But she didn't let go. She whispered one more time, I've got you. Her vision went dark at the edges. Then headlights cut through the storm. Bright, blinding. Sky's head rolled back against the gate. She couldn't move anymore. The lights got closer. A car door slammed, footsteps, running. A man's voice, sharp, panicked. Lena! Sky's eyes fluttered. She tried to speak. Nothing came out. The world went black. Dante Hawthorne ran. His shoes slipped on ice. He didn't slow down. The gate. Something was at the gate. His headlights caught two shapes in the snow, small, crumpled together. His heart stopped. Lena. He hit the gate. Remote. The bars swung open. He dropped to his knees. His daughter, wrapped in a red sweater, eyes closed, skin pale, and a girl, older, bleeding, collapsed against the stone, holding Lena. Dante's hands shook as he touched his daughter's face. Lena. Baby. Wake up. Her eyes opened. Just barely. Daddy. Relief hit him like a fist. He pulled her into his arms. She was freezing, her pajamas soaked through. What happened? How did you get out here? Lena's voice was small, weak. I wanted to see the snow. I snuck out. Then I got lost. Dante's throat tightened. He looked at the other girl, unconscious, blood pooling under her knee, her lips blue. She was still holding on to Lena's hand. Who is she? Lena's eyes filled with tears. She found me. She wouldn't leave. Dante pulled out his phone, dialed 911. His voice came out steady, controlled, but his hands wouldn't stop shaking. I need 2 ambulances, now. He gave the address, hung up. Lena started crying. Is she okay? Daddy, is she okay? Dante didn't know. He pressed 2 fingers to the girl's neck, found a pulse, faint. She's alive. He pulled off his coat, wrapped it around the girl, then lifted Lena. Come on, we're getting you inside. Lena shook her head, held on to the girl's hand tighter. No. We can't leave her. Lena, she didn't leave me. Her voice broke. Dante froze. He looked at his daughter, then at the girl in the snow. Blood on the stone. Red sweater soaked through, fingers still reaching. Something twisted in his chest. He set Lena down gently, told her to stay close. Then he lifted the girl. She weighed almost nothing. Her head rolled against his shoulder. She didn't wake up. Dante carried them both inside. The warmth hit like a wall. He laid the girl on the couch, grabbed blankets, piled them on. Lena crawled up next to her, held her hand. She stayed with me, the whole time. Dante knelt down, brushed hair from the girl's face. Her skin was burning, fever, bad one. Sirens wailed in the distance. Dante looked at his daughter, safe, breathing, alive, because of this girl, this stranger, Lena whispered. She kept saying she had me. Over and over. Dante's jaw tightened. He looked at the blood on the floor, the trail from the gate. She crawled. While his daughter was dying, she crawled. The ambulances pulled up, lights flashing. Paramedics rushed in. They took Lena first, checked her vitals, wrapped her in heated blankets. Then they moved to the girl. One paramedic knelt down, checked her pulse, her temperature. His face went tight. We need to move now. They loaded her onto a stretcher. Lena grabbed Dante's arm. Don't let them take her without me. Dante nodded. You're riding together. In the ambulance, Lena held the girl's hand. The paramedic worked fast. IV line, oxygen mask, heated packs. Lena looked at her father. What's her name? Dante realized he didn't know. He looked at the girl, unconscious. Fragile. She saved his daughter, and he didn't even know her name. The ambulance doors closed. Sirens screamed into the night. The hospital smelled like chemicals and air. Dante sat in the waiting room, his hands still shaking. Lena was stable. They told him that 20 minutes ago. Hypothermia. Mild. She'd recover fast. He should have felt relief. He didn't. Because the other girl was still back there, and the doctors weren't saying anything. Lena refused to sleep. She sat next to him, wrapped in blankets, staring at the doors. Is she awake yet? Dante shook his head. Not yet. When? I don't know, baby. Lena's eyes filled with tears again. She asked to be okay. Dante pulled her close. A doctor came through the doors, older, tired eyes. Dante stood. How is she? The doctor's face was careful. Too careful. Your daughter is stable, she'll be fine. I know. What about the other girl? The doctor paused. She's critical. Dante's stomach dropped. What does that mean? Severe hypothermia. Infection in her lungs. Fever spiking at dangerous levels. Her body is shutting down. Lena's hand gripped Dante's arm. The doctor continued. She also has a knee injury, old one. She aggravated it badly tonight. There's significant tissue damage. Dante's throat tightened. But she'll be okay, right? The doctor hesitated. We're doing everything we can. That wasn't an answer. Dante's voice came out harder than he meant. She saved my daughter. You understand? She needs to be okay. The doctor's expression didn't change. We're aware, but her condition is serious. If she'd been out there much longer. He stopped. Dante finished for him. What? Say it. The doctor looked at Lena, then back at Dante. If she'd been found much later, neither of them would have survived. Silence. Heavy. Crushing. Lena started crying. Dante pulled her into his chest, his jaw locked tight. The doctor spoke quietly. We'll update you as soon as we know more. He walked away. Dante sat back down, his mind racing. She was dying. The girl who saved his daughter was dying, and he'd driven right past her. He'd been late coming home, stuck in a meeting, annoyed by the snow. If he'd been 5 minutes later, he couldn't finish the thought. Lena looked up at him. Daddy, we have to do something. They're doing everything they can. That's not enough. Her voice cracked. She didn't give up on me. We can't give up on her. Dante's chest hurt. He stood, walked to the nurse's station. I need to see the security footage from tonight. My home cameras. The nurse blinked. Sir, I don't think... I'm not asking. His voice was cold. Final. The nurse hesitated, then nodded. 20 minutes later, Dante sat in a small office, a screen in front of him. The head of security pulled up the footage. What time frame? Start an hour before I got home. The footage played. Dante watched, and his blood ran cold. The girl appeared on screen, carrying Lena. Stumbling up the hill, she fell, got back up, fell again. She hit the first intercom, waited, nothing. Moved to the next house, knocked. Door opened, closed. She kept moving, gate after gate, door after door, falling, crawling, bleeding, holding his daughter the entire time. Dante's hands gripped the desk. The timestamp showed 23 minutes. 23 minutes of her begging for help, and every single door stayed closed. His door, his neighbors, his community. All of them. The footage showed her final collapse, against his gate, wrapping Lena tighter, whispering something, then going still. Minutes passed before his headlights appeared. Dante's jaw clenched. The security guard spoke quietly. She didn't stop. Not once. Dante stood, his voice barely there. Send me that footage. He walked back to the waiting room. Lena looked up. Did you find something? Dante sat down. He didn't know what to say, so he just held his daughter and waited. 3 hours passed. Lena fell asleep against Dante's shoulder. He didn't move. His mind kept replaying the footage. Over and over. 23 minutes. The doctor came back. Different one this time. Younger. Dante stood carefully. Didn't wake Lena. How is she? The doctor's face was tight. Her fever broke an hour ago. That's good. Dante waited. But her body took significant trauma. The infection spread to her bloodstream. We're treating it aggressively. Is she going to make it? The doctor hesitated. The next 12 hours are critical. Dante's hands curled into fists. Can I see her? Not yet. She's sedated. We need to keep her stable. When? Soon, I'll let you know. The doctor left. Dante sat back down. Lena stirred, opened her eyes. Is she okay? Dante's voice came out quiet. Not yet. Lena's face crumpled. This is my fault. No, Don't say that. I snuck out. If I hadn't. Stop. Dante turned her to face him. You're a kid. You made a mistake. That's not what caused this. Then what did? Dante's jaw tightened. He thought about the footage, the closed doors, the voices saying no. People did. Lena didn't understand. Dante didn't explain. Hours crawled by. The sun started to rise. Dante called his assistant, told her to cancel everything. He wasn't leaving. A nurse came by with food. Lena picked at it. Dante didn't eat. At 11 in the morning, the doctor returned. She's awake. Dante stood so fast his chair scraped. Can we see her? Briefly, she's very weak. They followed the doctor down a hallway. White walls, bright lights, room 304. The doctor opened the door. Sky lay in the bed, small, fragile, tubes everywhere. Her eyes were open, barely. Lena ran to the bedside. You're okay. Sky's voice was hoarse, barely there. The girl, Lena grabbed her hand. I'm right here. Sky's eyes filled with tears, relief breaking through. The pain. You're okay. Because of you. Sky closed her eyes. A tear slipped down her cheek. Dante stepped closer. What's your name? Sky's eyes opened, looked at him. Sky. Sky what? Monroe. Dante nodded. I'm Dante. This is Lena. Sky's gaze shifted to Lena. Her voice cracked. I promised I wouldn't leave. Lena started crying. You didn't. You stayed. Sky's hand tightened around Lena's. Dante watched them. His throat burned. He cleared it, kept his voice steady. The doctors say you're going to be okay. It'll take time, but you'll recover. Sky didn't respond. Her eyes drifted to the window. Distant, Dante continued. You saved my daughter's life. I don't know how to... I didn't do anything special. Her voice was flat, empty. Dante's chest tightened. You almost died. Sky looked at him. People die all the time. Silence, heavy, uncomfortable. Lena squeezed Sky's hand. Why didn't you leave me? You could have called for help and gone somewhere warm. Sky's eyes went somewhere else, somewhere far away. My phone was dead. You could have knocked louder, made someone listen. Sky's jaw tightened. I tried. Lena's voice got smaller. Then why didn't you just leave me and save yourself? Sky's eyes filled with something dark, old. She looked at Lena, then spoke quietly. Because my sister didn't make it. Dante froze. What? Sky's voice cracked. Cold night. Long time ago. Nobody came. Her eyes went distant again. I promised myself I wouldn't be the reason someone else disappeared. The room went silent. Lena's tears fell onto the bed sheets. Dante couldn't move, couldn't speak. Sky closed her eyes. I'm tired. The doctor stepped in. That's enough for now. She needs rest. Lena didn't want to let go. Sky whispered, It's okay. I'm not going anywhere. Lena finally released her hand. Dante led her out. In the hallway, Lena looked up at him. Daddy, her sister died. Dante nodded. He couldn't find words, because he finally understood. Sky didn't save Lena. She saved herself from becoming the person who walked away. Dante couldn't sleep. He sat in his office at home, 3 in the morning. The security footage played on his screen. Again. He'd watched it 12 times already. He couldn't stop. The timestamp read 8:47 p.m. Sky appeared on camera, carrying Lena, stumbling. She reached the first gate, hit the intercom, waited. The voice came through, cold, dismissive. This is private property. Sky backed away, kept moving. Next house, same thing. Where are your parents? Door slammed. Next house. I'm calling the police. Dante's hands gripped the desk. Sky fell, blood on the stone. She got back up, dragged herself forward, gate after gate, door after door. His neighbors, people he knew, people he had dinner with. Every single one turned her away. Dante paused the footage. Sky's face filled the screen. pressed against an intercom, begging. She was just a kid, 13, maybe 14, and she was dying, right there, in front of cameras, behind gates, surrounded by people, and nobody opened the door. Dante's jaw clenched. He picked up his phone, started making calls. First number, voicemail. Second number, sleepy voice answered. Dante, it's 3 in the morning. I know, I need to talk to you. About what? Last night. The snowstorm. Pause. What about it? A girl came to your gate. She was carrying a child, my child. Silence. Did you turn her away? The voice on the other end got defensive. I didn't know who she was. It's the middle of the night. You can't just... She was 13. Bleeding. Holding a 6-year-old who was freezing to death. I didn't know that. You didn't ask. Silence. She almost died. Both of them. The voice got quieter. I'm sorry, I didn't... Dante hung up, made another call. Same conversation, different excuses. I was scared. I thought it was a scam. You can't be too careful these days. Dante hung up on all of them. He sat back, stared at the screen. The footage played again. Sky collapsed against his gate, wrapped Lena tighter. Her lips moved, whispering something. Dante leaned forward, turned up the volume. Her voice came through, faint, broken. I'm not leaving. I've got you. Over and over. I've got you. Until she couldn't speak anymore. Dante's chest tightened. He thought about his life, his money, his house, his gates, everything built to keep his family safe, and it almost killed his daughter, because when safety became walls, it stopped letting anyone in, even the people trying to save lives. Dante paused the footage one more time, Sky's hand on the intercom, blood trailing down the stone. He took a screenshot. Then he opened his email, started typing. Subject, we failed. He attached the footage, wrote one line. This girl saved my daughter while all of us did nothing. Watch it. Then ask yourself what kind of people we've become. He added every neighbor on the street, every person in his circle. Hit send. His phone buzzed immediately. Messages flooded in. Angry, defensive, confused. Dante ignored them all. He stood, walked to the window. The sun was rising. The snow was melting. Everything looked clean, perfect. But it wasn't. It never was. Dante grabbed his coat. He had somewhere to be. The hospital. Because Sky didn't have anyone. And after what she did, she shouldn't be alone. He owed her that much. They all did. But he was the only one who showed up. Sky was awake when Dante arrived, sitting up. Barely. A nurse was checking her vitals. You have a visitor. Sky looked at the door, saw Dante. Her face didn't change. The nurse finished, left them alone. Dante stood at the foot of the bed. How are you feeling? Sky's voice was still rough. Better. Silence. Dante sat down in the chair next to her. I watched the footage from last night. Sky's eyes dropped. Okay. I saw everything, every door, every gate. Sky didn't respond. Dante leaned forward. Why didn't you stop? You could have left Lena somewhere. Gone. For help yourself. Sky's jaw tightened. I tried getting help. I know. But after the 5th door. The 6th. Why keep going? Sky looked at him, her eyes hard. Where was I supposed to leave her? In the snow? You could have what? Her voice cracked. Left her at a gate and hoped someone would check their camera? Hoped they'd care enough to come outside? Dante's throat tightened. Sky's hands gripped the blanket. Nobody was coming. I knew that after the 2nd door. Then why? Because she was still breathing. Sky's voice broke. And as long as she was breathing, I wasn't going to be the one who gave up. Tears filled her eyes. She wiped them away. Angry. My sister was 6. We were walking home. It was cold. She got tired. I told her we were almost there. Her voice shook. But we weren't. And she stopped walking. And I didn't know what to do. Dante's chest hurt. I sat with her. I held her. I called for help, but nobody came. And when the ambulance finally got there, it was too late. Sky's tears fell freely now. I was 8 years old, and I watched her die because I didn't know how to save her. Silence. Heavy. Crushing. Sky looked at Dante. So when I found your daughter in the snow, I didn't care what it took. I wasn't walking away. Her voice got quieter. I wasn't going to be the reason another little girl didn't make it home. Dante's eyes burned. He didn't trust himself to speak. Sky wiped her face, looked away. That's why I stayed. Dante finally found his voice. I'm sorry. Sky blinked. For what? For not getting home sooner. For every door that closed. For a world that made you think you had to almost die to be worth listening to. Sky's face crumpled. She'd been holding it together. Barely. But that broke her. She started crying. Real crying. Dante stood, moved closer. You're 13 years old. You shouldn't have had to do any of this. Sky shook her head. But I did. I know. Dante's voice was steady. And because you did, my daughter is alive. But you almost weren't. He sat on the edge of the bed. That's not okay. None of this is okay. Sky looked at him. What are you saying? Dante took a breath. I'm saying you're not alone anymore. Not if you don't want to be. Sky's eyes widened. I don't understand. You saved my daughter. I can't repay that, but I can make sure you're taken care of. Sky's voice got small. I don't need charity. It's not charity. It's what should have happened the moment you knocked on the first door. Silence. Sky's tears slowed. Why? Dante's voice was quiet. Because you did something nobody else would, and that matters. Sky looked down at her hands. I just didn't want her to be alone. I know. Dante stood. Get some rest. We'll talk more later. He walked to the door. Sky's voice stopped him. Mr. Hawthorne? He turned. Thank you. Dante nodded. Call me Dante. He left. In the hallway, he pulled out his phone, started making more calls. This time not to neighbors, to lawyers, because Sky deserved more than gratitude. She deserved a life where she never had to choose between saving someone and saving herself, and he was going to make sure she got it. 3 weeks later, the snow came back, softer this time, gentle. Sky stood outside the Hawthorne estate. Her knee still hurt, but she could walk now. The gates were open. She stared at them. Lena's voice called from behind. Sky, come on! Sky turned. Lena ran toward her, smiling. Bright pink coat, too big for her. She grabbed Sky's hand. Dad's making hot chocolate, the good kind. Sky let herself be pulled forward, through the gates, into the house. It still felt strange, being inside. Dante met them in the kitchen. He poured 3 mugs, handed one to Sky. How's the knee? Better. Physical therapy helping? Sky nodded. She took a sip. The chocolate was warm, sweet. Lena sat next to her, close, like she always did now. Can Sky stay over tonight? Dante looked at Sky. If she wants to. Sky hesitated. She'd been staying in the guest house. Dante insisted, said it was temporary until they figured things out. But 3 weeks felt like forever, and also like nothing. I should probably... Please! Lena's eyes were wide. Sky's chest tightened. Okay. Lena grinned. They finished their chocolate. Lena dragged Sky upstairs to show her something. Dante watched them go. His phone buzzed. A message from one of the neighbors. Can we talk? Dante deleted it. He'd gotten dozens of messages, calls, apologies. He ignored most of them because words didn't fix what happened, and he wasn't interested in making people feel better about themselves. Later that night, Sky couldn't sleep. She walked downstairs, found Dante in his office. He looked up. Can't sleep? Sky shook her head. Mind if I sit? Go ahead. Sky sat across from him. Silence. Then Sky spoke. Why are you doing this? Dante set down his pen. Doing what? All of it. The doctors. The lawyer. Letting me stay here. Dante leaned back. Because it's the right thing to do. Sky's voice got quieter. Nobody else thought so. Dante's jaw tightened. I know. Sky looked at her hands. I'm not your responsibility. Maybe not. But you're here anyway. Sky's eyes burned. I don't know how to do this. Do what? Accept help. Let people care. Dante's voice softened. You'll figure it out. Sky looked up. What if I can't? Then we'll figure it out together. Silence. Sky wiped her eyes. Thank you. Dante nodded. Get some sleep. Lena's going to drag you out early tomorrow. Sky stood, walked to the door, then stopped. Mr. Hawthorne? Dante. Dante. She turned. The gates. Why are they always open now? Dante looked at her. Because they should have been open that night. Sky's throat tightened. But what about security? Dante's voice was quiet. Security didn't save my daughter. You did. He looked out the window. At the gates. At the snow falling beyond them. I'd rather take the risk of leaving them open than the risk of closing them on someone who needs help. Sky's chest hurt. She nodded, left the room. Outside, the snow kept falling. The gates stood open. No alarms, no locks, just metal and space and possibility. Sky walked to the window, looked out at them. They didn't look like protection anymore. They looked like a question. Who gets to be safe? Who gets to be saved? And what does it cost when we choose wrong? Sky pressed her hand against the glass. The cold bit back. She didn't pull away. Behind her the house was warm, full of light. For now she was inside, but she'd never forget what it felt like to be outside, bleeding, freezing, begging, while the world stayed locked. And she knew something now that she couldn't unknow. Safety wasn't about walls. It was about who you let through them. Sky closed her eyes. The snow fell harder. The gates stayed open. And some questions don't close. Even when the storm does.